Seems like everyone is working on self-driving cars, but Mercedes-Benz says they're already looking to take the next step with self-driving trucks, semi-trucks. And they're farther along than you might think. Their Future Truck 2025, great name there, Benz, can already tool down a test track at over 50 miles per hour on its own, while the driver attends to some paperwork, or some angry birds. Multiple tech platforms are involved, most coming from the automaker's car division. We applaud Mercedes on their effort to make trucks safer on the road, because we could all use a lot less of this kind of mayhem.
I feel sure by now you've heard about those self-driving cars that are being tested out. Well, how would you feel about a self-driving big rig, tractor trailer? Freightliner has just been given the green light to test drive them out in Nevada. They will soon begin testing them on highways out there. There will always be a licensed truck driver in the driver's seat just in case. That driver would take full control of the truck when it rolls into a city or suburban driving situation.
Autonomous driving trucks are equipped with a number of systems that make them a lot safer. We know as a fact, when you just mentioned it, that a reason for a lot of truck crashes are still human error and driver error. So we'd like to take that human factor out of the equation. And making sure that the systems are taking over. They do the steering, they do the acceleration, they do the braking, and they're never distracted. They're always on, they're never tired. With this first event that we had yesterday with licensing that thing in Nevada, we broke loose a big wave. We can see already today that newspapers picking up on that customers are calling us and saying, when can we buy this? We don't believe this system will be very expensive. It will be affordable, so it will be economical for our customers. And I can see that in, let's say, 5 to 10 years from now, we will see widespread use of those systems in America.
Driverless trucks, yes, they are on the road, they're making deliveries. Now, this is in Texas. Kodiak Robotics is the company that builds them. Don Burnett is the CEO, and Don joins us now. First of all, Don, I didn't know that you're actually in business, that you've got these trucks on the road making deliveries. Confirm that, please.
Good morning, Stuart. We're live in Texas, and we've been making deliveries now from Dallas to Houston. Our trucks are out on the road. They're in the public view. You can see them on the highways of Texas, and so that's the best way to confirm.
At the moment, you're on, we've got some video there. The truck is on a very wide road with very little traffic. The road is pretty straight. When will you be able to get this thing going to the point where you can go around more corners and get into more congested areas or even urban areas? How far away?
That's a great observation. So that's actually That's specific to our approach. We want to develop this technology in places that are less challenging technically than the urban environments that you're describing. There's a lot of companies working on this technology. There's a lot of companies working on this technology across lots of different operational domains. And we've been working on this as an industry for many, many years. We've been working on this as an industry for many, many years. For many, many years.
While you're still waiting for that package that was supposed to be delivered on Monday, UPS has been secretly hauling cargo using self-driving trucks. That's right, the company has put its minority stake in automated trucking startup TuSimple to work. For over 3 months, self-driving trucks have been hauling cargo back and forth between Phoenix and Tucson, Arizona. The tractor-trailers are outfitted with 9 cameras as well as LiDAR sensors, those spinning contraptions often attached to the roofs of self-driving vehicles to help them see. The fleet is designed as level 4 autonomous trucking, which means all operations are automated. A driver and engineer are only on board as a fallback. The effort aims to reduce the cost of shipping by 30%, likely by eventually removing the human occupants once the technology has been perfected. This isn't UPS's first foray into autonomous navigation. Earlier in the year, the company announced a program that will deliver medicine over short distances via drones. Meanwhile, FedEx has revealed an adorable robot for same-day deliveries, and Domino's is planning to use Nuro's self-driving R2 vehicles later in the year. In other words, you're going to start seeing a lot more robots sometime in the near future. We just hope you keep your prejudices to yourself.
Just 3 days, how much of that trip truly was autonomous driving?
So the vast majority was autonomous. So what we drove from California all the way to Pennsylvania. And so there are federal rules around rest breaks and so on in terms of crew shifts. So all of our trucks are staffed with both a safety driver as well as an operations specialist that rides co-pilot. And so we had to follow all the federal rules for that. But so aside from things like those crew changes and so on, or there were certain segments, like there was some road construction that the Pennsylvania DOT asked us to drive through in manual. Aside from that, it was mostly autonomous.
If technology has taught us anything, it's that innovation never stops trucking along.
We're riding in a self-driving truck, head down the highway.
There is a safety driver, but that's only a backup.
Insert cheesy line here.
Look, no hands. You're riding shotgun with Starsky Robotics for this real-world test in real-time traffic. Other drivers have no clue they're sharing the road with a robotic tractor-trailer. It's a glimpse into what may be the future of long-haul trucking.
This might all sound like science fiction, but you might be surprised to hear this is not as far off as you would think.
I think that in the next few years, we're going to see thousands and maybe even tens of thousands of unmanned autonomous trucks on the highway. I think that in the next few years, we're going to see thousands and maybe even tens of thousands of unmanned autonomous trucks on the highway.
They may not be reinventing the wheel, but they're aiming to revolutionize it.
It's no secret, Houston's highways are choked with traffic, but here's something you may not know. The semi in the lane next to you may not have a driver behind the wheel.
Yeah, Channel 2 anchor Owen Conflenti explains how the future of the trucking industry is now.
The future of trucking is now, as autonomous, or should I say driverless, semi-trucks are rolling down Texas highways every day. Kodiak Robotics is one of a handful of companies to test in Texas since legislation allowing automated driving systems passed in 2017. It has daily runs from the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex to Houston. And in January, self-driving tech company Waymo announced its fleet of Chrysler Pacificas and long-haul trucks equipped with sensors hit Texas highways to begin mapping Interstates 10, 20, and 45, with future plans for self-driving semis. For now, not Kodiak nor Waymo will disclose exactly when or where their vehicles are on our interstates or when they plan to roll out an autonomous fleet with no safety driver behind the wheel, but we'll continue to watch the story as it evolves and bring you updates.
Major companies are racing to get involved in the self-driving vehicle business. Uber is investing $400 million in a startup which is taking over its autonomous car operation. Walmart is planning on testing self-driving box trucks this year, and a company in California wants to have robotic vehicles deliver your groceries. Now there are companies thinking much bigger in the ever-growing world of artificial intelligence, self-driving tractor trailers.
Autonomous trucking is going to save the transportation industry 28% of their current expenses.
Too Simple, a company based in San Diego, is getting ready to launch a fleet of self-driving big rigs. It currently has more than 40 autonomous trucks in the U.S. The plan is to start making deliveries in the Southwest later this year and then across the country by the year 2024. 2 humans are on board to make sure everything is flowing smoothly, but the plan is to go full artificial intelligence also in 2024.
Our trucks can run day or night, and they're very capable of operating in existing weather conditions.
So what keeps these trucks from crashing? Each one is armed with 20 cameras, 5 radars, and 2 lidar, which are remote sensors that use light.
And that allows the truck to have a 360-degree view around the truck. That allows us to see out 1,000 meters. So if you think about that, more than 10 football fields worth of vision, and that allows the computers to analyze and evaluate and identify all the objects. that truck is encountering.
One of the obvious questions, how safe are these self-driving big rigs?
We will not deploy autonomous trucking until it is at or above human standards.
According to research, the AI found in these trucks reacts 15 times faster than a human would. Lee White, a VP at Too Simple, believes these self-driving trucks are expected to add jobs, not take them away. The trucks will go from a pickup point to a drop-off point. Workers are needed to load and unload, then truck drivers step in and bring the delivery to its final destination.
The American Trucking Association estimates that there's a driver shortage of 60,000 drivers right now. They estimate that 1.1 million new hires for trucking jobs need to be done in the next decade.
This self-operating technology can also be found on a construction site. Artificial intelligence is now manning the controls of bulldozers, loading, and dump trucks.
Dump truck, you go pick up the dirt and, take it to point A to point B, and truck will just do it by itself. So you don't need an operator. You can open up your laptop.
Well, the public's still very skeptical about self-driving vehicles, big or small. An MIT survey says less than 40% of Americans say they're willing to get in one.
But we're going in that direction.
That's where it's all leading,
regardless.
that's for sure.
But we're going in that direction.
That's where it's all leading,
regardless.
that's for sure.